Oh, you can keep that energy. I'm going to treat everybody right. You can be seated at this moment. I bring you great greetings. My name is Dr. Idalia T. Wilmoth, and I bring you great greetings from the African diaspora.
All right.
I bring you great greetings from, I'm no longer the soprano in this section, but I am a scholar and a diasporan in the African American Black Studies at IU Indianapolis.
Amen.
My role is that I am the Black Student Specialist and an affiliate of the Multicultural Center underneath the Division of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. And so today, because it's Black History Month, I bring you into this space with a consecration on who can be Black. Welcome to Black History Month, a time just for remembrance, but to reclaim, for honoring the vastness of who we are beyond the pages of struggle they try to confine us to. Who can be Black? And what does it mean to exist in a world that constantly tries to define Blackness for us? To be Black is not just to survive oppression. To be Black is not to just survive oppression. It is just not to resist. It is to create, to shape, and to innovate, to exist fully outside of the narrative imposed on us. Far too often, our stories are framed by suffering first. We are told we begin in chains, that our presence in history is only valid when connected to our pain. But our existence did not begin with slavery. I said our existence did not begin with slavery. That our histories stretch across time, across oceans, across empires and revolutions. We are not just the descendants of the enslaved. We are the descendants of thinkers, architects, healers, warriors, philosophers. We are the survivors and the originators, the displaced and the rooted. Yet even our right to remember has been contested. And after being barred from attending the American Historical Association conferences despite being paid dues, Dr. Carter G. Woodson saw the truth of this erasure. He recognized that the white dominant historical profession had little interest in Black history. He saw that African American contributions overlooked, ignored, and even suppressed by the writers of the history textbooks and the teachers who used them. And so he built spaces for us to tell our own stories, to uplift what was stolen, and to rewrite the record in our own voices. Woodson's devotion to showcasing the contributions of Black Americans bore fruit in 1926 when he launched Negro History Week during the second week of February, strategically aligning it with the birthdays of Abraham Lincoln and Frederick Douglass. His concept would later expand into Black History Month, a time not just for reflection, but for action. A reminder that our history is just not something to be remembered, but something to be lived. But through every trial, every erasure, every stolen truth, we must remember, oh, God is with us. The same God who stood with Moses in the wilderness, who stood with Daniel in the lion's den, who gave Esther the courage to save her people. He was with us in the halls of those ships in the fields where our ancestors prayed, with their hands in the soil, and in the hush harbors where they whisper songs of freedom. Jesus was always there, and he was there when we lifted our voices in resistance, when we built from nothing, when we found joy despite of it all. He was there when we all were overlooked, ignored, suppressed, and just as he never left us, he will never leave us again. Until today, We fight for the same thing. We watch our histories are banned from classrooms. Our ancestor truths deemed too radical and too dangerous. But we know the danger isn't in the stories. It's in the power that those stories give us. Because when we remember who we are rejected the forced narratives of suffering and claim the fullness of our identity. We become unstoppable. To be black is to know that our worth is not measured by struggle alone. It is centered joy, creation, and legacy. It is to reject the idea that we are not an afterthought in history. We were here before the textbooks. We were here before the archives. We were here before they tried to define us, and we will be here long after they fail us. So, this Black History Month, let us not just celebrate the past, but let's reclaim our future. Let's tell our stories on our own terms, lift each other up, and honor the fullness of who we are. Who can be black? We are. And we will define that for ourselves. And in this fight, we do not stand alone, because the same God who brought us this far will carry us forward.